New season just ahead. A lot of players maybe not staying with their club. This is about which of them needs to really hit the ground running. Who needs a good season coming up? What do you reckon? Pick 5.
Well, there are some players on there who, regardless of what happens, won't be worried. So I think there's a couple. I'm thinking of Gareth, Bale and Mesut Ozil. It doesn't really matter what happens, whether they play or whether they don't. I don't think they're going to be phased. So anyway, I'm going to start Anthony Martial. You know, ever since he has gone to Manchester United, he seems to have been in and out, in and out, in and out, and you wonder if he's ever going to be a consistent player. This is, in my opinion, his last chance at United.
He's got ability, Stevie.
He has ability, but unfortunately we only see flashes of it. He's one of those guys that gives you enough to make you think that he can actually keep doing it.
He's consistently inconsistent.
Correct.
He's your number 5. Who's your number 4?
John Stones. This is a big year for John Stones.
It is, yeah.
You know, he went to City and looked good to begin with, but since then, again, you're talking about inconsistency and making big mistakes. It's one thing to make errors. It's another thing to make huge mistakes in front of the world.
When you're not a first choice, like he's not right now, how do you become a first choice?
It's all mental. You know, again, a guy who has ability, he can pass the ball, he's big and strong. He can do everything he's supposed to do. He just can't get that consistency going. A little bit like Martial. You know the quality's there, but it hasn't been shown.
Okay, big season coming up for him. Top 3.
I think you'd have to say the next one is Philippe Coutinho. Now, we're not quite sure where it's going to be.
You think it'll be Barca or elsewhere?
Well, I think because of the money that's involved, I think he might stay at Barcelona. And if he does, again, it's huge for him. Will he start? When he goes back to his club after having a good tournament with Brazil,
and a rest as well, so he might not be ready for the start of the season, but
he has to get on the field. And when he gets on the field, because he might not at the beginning of the year, depending on Griezmann's coming, depends on the formation, depends what Valverde wants to start with. He has to, when he gets on the field, be at his best and make a statement that you cannot not play me.
We saw at Liverpool, not only did he play as part of the front 3, he played in behind with Griezmann, with Messi, with Neymar, with everyone else at the club. Could that be a position he might have to adapt?
Well, fortunately, he can play a couple of different positions, which is going to help him get on the field. But he has to get on the field, and when he does, because right now everybody's against him. Everybody thinks he can't do it at Barca.
2 spots left. These 2 are just screaming at me.
And so they should be. Paul Pogba put himself in a real hole. You know, you always have to cover your back, and when you come out and you say I want to leave, which he has done, then you're digging a hole for yourself. That means that if you can't go, you better be at your best. And if this guy doesn't go, and he will step on the field, he has to be at his best. Otherwise, he is going to get annihilated by the fans, by the media, by us guys. So this is a big year for him.
Does the captain's armband make any difference for him?
If he gets the captain's armband, then Manchester United are in a worse state than I thought they were. You can't give the captain's armband to a guy who's basically said, I don't want to be here. That's managerial madness, if you ask me.
Let me press that for you.
Yeah, there you go.
You can stick him in at number 1. Who knows where he's going to be?
Again, but you talk about putting yourself in a hole. You know, if he goes back to Barcelona, then the question is going to be, can you reproduce the quality you showed at the first time round, which is why PSG paid world record money for you. Now the problem is, if he doesn't go and if he stays at PSG, can you bring everybody back in the fold? You know, you've criticised your fellow players at PSG, you've criticised the owners, you've basically slaughtered everybody at PSG, and if you end up back there, the only thing that you can do to get yourself out of that hole is be superb.
His answer to the question, what's been your most memorable moment in your career? And he said the 6-1 defeat of his current team when he was at Barcelona. How to make friends and influence people.
Yeah, so for him, absolutely. But for all of them, they all need to do well.
Big season coming up for those 5. And these 5 as well, whether they're in the team or not.